With the campaign season comes the leaflets and the flyers. Well, this year, the local chapter of the ACLU is challenging a state law that bars those flyers if they're anonymous. Political reporter Bill Rapley is live now with how this might affect all of those papers on your doorstep. Bill?
Well, it's an old Rhode Island law, Patrice. It's clearly unconstitutional. The legislature is planning on repealing it this year, but the town of Smithfield insists on enforcing it, so the ACLU is suing them. 2 years ago in Smithfield, the state Senate race got ugly. Workers for the Democrat put a copy of the Republicans' arrest report in voters' mailboxes. The Republican pressed charges, and a man was arrested under an archaic Rhode Island law.
Because it really is troubling to think that an individual was, in fact, arrested for violating a law that everybody should realize simply cannot be enforced.
The charges were dismissed by a judge because the state law makes it a felony to distribute negative campaign literature anonymously.
The United States Supreme Court decision that clearly says this law is unconstitutional.
We have had anonymous political commentary since the very founding of our nation, when we decided to break with the British and go into the Revolution, and then when we had the constitutional debate.
That's when Common Sense was written by Thomas Paine, not under his own name. The Federalist Papers are another example, written in the 1780s. We know the authors now, but they were published anonymously back then under the name Publius. No one is defending the Rhode Island law, but Smithfield's position is it will still enforce it. So the ACLU is suing.
One could understand if perhaps the first time a mistake was made, people weren't up to date on things, police didn't realize this law had been struck down. But for the town to continue to say that they will enforce it, notwithstanding the fact that they've been made aware that it's unconstitutional, really should be very troubling to everybody.
The Board of Elections consulted with the lawyer up at the State House of Representatives just this week, and they intend to draft a bill during a recess next week and introduce it the following week to repeal this law. I'm Bill Rapley, NBC 10 News at the Down City studio.